Hello, Nick. We got you. Yeah, very good, Steve. W2 TRH on the Slater. WA1QIX. All right, guys. Let's get Nick checked in here before I forget. Yeah, very good, Steve. Yeah, you're doing quite well from the ship. No problem. Yeah, it's interesting how the breakfast montage has changed for you over the years, and it's healthier. So that's really that's the key. That's the key. Keep it healthy. Well, good to hear you from the Slater. You're doing very well. Signals really strong from that transmitter. So much stronger than the TCS. It's unbelievable. I mean, it is just so much stronger, and it's perfect copy. So thanks for being part of the net as you are most mornings, and we'll look for you next week, if not before. All right, let's have a quick call up here. I did get Nick in there. See if we got anybody else, and then we'll go over to Jeff and get him. So do we have more stations for the Lonely Guys? WA1QIX here.
10-1 YTN. K1ZS, Zoot Suit.
All right, there was a little doubling in there, so I don't think I got everybody, but I did get you, Wes, K1GTX. Good morning to you. Dave, K1 Zoot Suit. What do you think? You're checking in here. 3-6. The last time you checked in was a year ago. Look at that. It's March 6th of 2021. Good to have you in here, Dave. And I think there were some other stations checking in. Who else do we have out there?
10-1 YTN.
All right, N3RIK. Got you there, Bruce. No problem. And N1YTN. Good morning, Glenn. Were there any other stations checking into the Lonely Guys? No. All right. Let's grab Jeff there in Phillips, Maine. And Jeff, for you, last time we heard from you was in 2018. So a lot has happened since then. I'm sure. KB3 QMT, WA1QAX, and the Lonely Guys.
Hello, Steve. For those who don't know me, and that would be just about everybody, name here is Jeff. We got that much. I'm in the mountains of western Maine. And you mentioned the Hamfest earlier, and down in Lewiston. I will be there. I'll be there with I'll be wearing a Johnson Viking Valiant t-shirt. There's not too many of those out there. So if you see me, say hello. See, breakfast. You know, I think I gained a couple pounds just listening to what everybody has for breakfast. Now, I don't always eat breakfast. I oftentimes just skip it, and that's just how it is here. Sometimes I won't eat anything until 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. But when I do, it's often something like an egg sandwich. I'll just fry an egg over hard, melt some cheese on it, butter some bread, and have it that way. And sometimes I'll do it with a poach an egg. This is a more recent thing. Poach an egg, break it down on bread and butter with hit it with some pepper. I don't put salt on anything, but I do load things down with pepper. I absolutely love pepper. Let's see. Sometimes if I'm cooking eggs as a breakfast, I always cook 3. Anything less, I figure you're just pissing around. Why bother? So I always do 3 eggs. Sometimes I'll use sausage patties if I got them. Lately, I have these little things that are the size of silver dollars, about a 1/4 inch thick. They're barely worth the time, but I'll nuke a couple of those and have a couple waffles with maple syrup. If I'm not doing waffles, I'll usually have toast. Sometimes I make a breakfast mess, which is where I just cook potatoes, sausage, or ham, and throw eggs in there, and just scramble everything together, and then melt cheese over all of it. It looks like hell, but it does taste good. And on rare occasion, I'll do some home fries in there, and sometimes I do cold cereal. Usually it's Life or Chex, something like that. But if I'm doing something like Cheerios, I'll throw some raisins on it. that makes a nice addition. Raisins. I used to use any dried fruit that I'd have, but generally I don't have that much anymore. Used to have a good outlet for that stuff in Pennsylvania, but up here it's mostly just raisins. And so that's about it for breakfast here. I'm a heart patient. I take drugs for my cholesterol and stuff like that. That stays really low. I avoid salt. Salt hits me real quick. If I have any salt at all, my legs will swell up, and then things will start to get itchy and things like that from the swelling. So I don't put salt on anything, and it's hard to find any food that doesn't have salt in it. Don't often eat bacon. It's just I'm a cheap bastard. It just costs too much for bacon. So I skip past that, and that's about what it is here. Nothing fancy, nothing special, but it is always good. So I guess that's it. I got a decent copy on most stations. Some stations I can't really hear, and I hope I'm going out okay. I'm not usually on AM, and I hope I'm not overdriving the mic. I'm looking at the scope here. It looks good going out, but I don't really know how it's being received. So I'll cut this short. I'll say 7-3s, everybody. I haven't been on in years, but I do listen a whole lot more than I'm in here. I usually don't have a suitable AM transmitter to play with, or I don't have the power to operate it. We're off grid, and just a little bit ago I fired up the generator a little bit to bump up the batteries because the sunshine's not cutting it for me here. We got kind of a little overcast going here. So with that, I'll hand it back to you, Steve. Let's see. Make sure I get this right as best as I can. No, I don't have a good I don't have it. Yes, I do. WA1 QIX or QXX. I'm sorry if I got that screwed up. KB3 QMT 7-3 Sol. Have a great day.
Okay, Jeff, what are you doing? Doing great here. Are you running the Valiant there today?
No, I'm on a little Kenwood 440S.
Okay, well, it's working fine, yeah, and I know you're off grid there. KB3QMT, yeah, I haven't heard from you since 2018, almost 4 years. June 30th, 2018. Sounds like you're hanging in there, and you're doing good up here. Try to get in more often there, Jeff. As I say, signal's perfectly fine, and great to hear you. Interesting comments. And the topic of the day for all the new folks who just joined in, we've never had this topic before. I couldn't believe it. Is breakfast. What do you usually do for breakfast? Do you have a routine? When do you eat it? What do you have? What are your thoughts about starting the day off with a little breakfast? So that's the topic, and it's been very interesting. So, John, right over to you. WB2GMY. And then Nick, KG2IR, Russ. After that, Dave, Zoot, Bruce, and Glenn. WB2GMY, WA1QIX, and the Lonely Guys.